Hello, let me start with a story of a businessman. Once upon a time, there was a businessman whose business condition was very bad. There was too much debt on him. His suppliers used to call him frequently to get back their payments. One day, the businessman was very upset. He was sitting in a park holding his head, wondering how he could save his company from bankruptcy. At around the same time, an old man came to the park and he sat next to the businessman. When the old man inquired, the businessman told him about all his problems. Of course, gradually they opened up. Hearing this whole thing about the businessman, the old man asked the businessman his name and then later on signed a check with the businessman's name on it. Giving that check to this businessman, the old man said, "Take this money. It would help you get rid of all your problems. You should meet me in this park exactly 1 year from today, and then you can return this money back to me." After that, the old man left. The businessman saw that he had a check of 50 lakh rupees in his hand. And on this check, the signature was of Raja Sahib. Raja Sahib was one of the richest people of the city at that time. The businessman thought, this one check, I think I can solve all my problems. But then he decided that I should just keep this check in my vault. When I really need it desperately, I will encash it. Then he started doing his business with renewed enthusiasm and positive energy. Due to that positive energy, his deals started materializing. The payments terms improved due to better negotiation power which he had. He got many new sales deeds and in a few months period, he had finished off all his debts. His business started becoming profitable again. After a year, the businessman arrived at the same park with the check which he had not yet encashed in his hand. The old man also reached there at the appointed time. Just when the businessman was returning the check to the old man and of course narrating his success story, a nurse came running towards the old man and then helped the old man sit down properly and said, thank you, thanks, and also thank God. It's good that I caught him. I hope he did not bother you. He always runs away from our old age home and then tells everybody that he is Raja Sahib, which he is not. She took the old man and left from there. The businessman stood there, stunned. He thought that he kept running for the whole 1 year, doing business dealings, paying money, selling goods, negotiating deals, thinking that he had 50 lakh rupees with him. But those were not there at all. Then how was he able to manage all of this? Now just try and put yourself in place of that businessman. How would you have felt if you were in his place? If you do not have self-confidence, then there is very little chance of your success. However, from someone who has just joined a new job to very successful leaders, there come many times in which they also have doubts about their abilities. But then this is very normal. This is what happened with the businessman as well. In the words of Tony Schwartz, a writer, president and CEO of a company, confidence equals security, which equals positive emotions, which equals better performance. To increase your self-confidence, you can do a few things I'm telling you about. First one is preparation. You have to invest your energy and time in the direction in which you want to increase your confidence. Remember, without hard work, you cannot succeed. Many people either do not start that work or then they usually leave it in the middle, in which they feel they will not succeed. But is it right to do this? You can make many efforts to succeed in that direction. Speaking in front of multiple audiences, that can increase your self-confidence. If we look at the story of the businessman which we just heard, you will see very clearly that the 50 lakh rupee check given to him by the old man, that was just a backup. But with that backup in his mind, the businessman prepared well for success. A couplet created by Kavi Vrind in the same direction that states, Karat karat abhyas te jadamat hot sujan, rasari avat jaat se silpar parat nisan. Try, try, try till you succeed. Second, do not stop yourself. Are you omniscient? Do you know everything in this world? Well, no person can be omniscient. And similarly, in the people who are very high on self-confidence, you will also see the quality that they know that they cannot know everything. Always. Especially when there is a need to learn something. If you need to learn something, be open and try to learn it. Or if you need someone's help, don't hesitate to ask for it. A sentence that stops many people is, what will people say? Stop worrying about that and then try to move forward. In this story, the check empowered the businessman to build up his confidence by working on the skills or the information that he did not know. By doing this, the businessman started his journey towards success. Third, set smart goals. You should set goals for every part of your life. For example, a goal in your professional life that can be around your earnings. While doing this, be careful that you do not make a vague goal. I earn a lot of money. Remember, that's a very vague goal. Instead, your goal should be, I will add 6 new accounts of at least 50,000 rupees every month for the next 3 months. Similarly, when the businessman got that check of 50 lakhs in the story, he started to set his own goals and then started achieving them. These goals give you clarity about moving forward and determine the next steps you must follow. This is one way which will help you in gaining confidence. Fourth, be with positive people. I'm sure you've heard, a man is as good as the company he or she keeps. Negative thinking or negativity pulls you back. It is very important to avoid it. When you surround yourself with people who have positive thinking, your thinking also works in the positive direction. And it also helps you in reaching your goal. Think of a time when you wanted to do something. Some people might have told you some positive things about what you were trying to do, and it helped you complete that work quickly and effectively. This is the power of positive thinking. Do you think some people might not have given suggestions which were negative, even to that businessman? But just like that businessman, it is very important for you to understand that in order to move forward, you should keep yourself with the positive thoughts and positive people. If positive people surround you, it will lead your thoughts also in the right positive direction. Let me give you my own example. Once while working in the corporate, I was given a national level role. I had not handled that type of a large portfolio at that point of time. I found that this role is very challenging and I was thinking that will I be able to deliver on it or not? The team that I was a part of carried a lot of experienced people who have been handling their work in different roles. I felt that if I could not do this role well, what would people think of me? Just what I told you should not be doing, I myself was doing it. Then I started reading about the activities that were being done in India, around the world, around similar projects. After getting this or collecting this information about the things, I tried to understand the stakeholders' point of view by talking to all my customers, the internal customers or the function heads. I had to get this execution done through role holders in 6 different states. And of course, they were not reporting to me. I spoke with them, got the information about the type of problems they are facing around what I was to look into. Then I spoke to my HR head, and after that, I created the project plan. After a month, my hard work had paid off. The project that I worked on, along with the team, benefited the business. and it helped me boost my self-confidence. These were the mantras that led me to my success. So in order to increase your self-confidence, it is very essential to keep yourself open to learning, which I did through the books, talking to the stakeholders. Remember, you can learn from your juniors, your colleagues, your seniors, anyone. You do not know what you can learn from whom. So just keep learning, keep yourself open, and that will help you boost your self-confidence.